What is going on? Yay! Okay, now fudge. Okay, I'm gonna assume I'm. Shoot. Ah! Okay. Guys. Okay, I don't know. When I put it in my camera stand, the orientation goes away. It says it's locked, and I don't know why it's doing that, and I would really... Okay. Can we work now, people? Okay. Now that I'm totally, completely flustered. Welcome to Medicine Making Monday. This is Tinctures. I don't even know if you can see my cutting board. Okay. God damn it. Hold on. You're gonna see ceiling. This is really, really frustrating me a lot. A lot. How is everyone doing, if anyone is here? I don't think they are, because I've had so much trouble. Just repositioning my tripod that hopefully we can get it to work out. So, okay, cool. Oh no, that is my very messy sink. Hold on. So, let's see if we can get this. Gosh. Okay, I think this is good. All right, so okay. I'm back on. Wait, I don't think what I'm on. I'm going to make a willow bark tincture, a white willow bark. And if everything goes to plan and we can stay on, I'm going to be making a turmeric root tincture. This is fresh turmeric, and this is dried willow bark. And we're going to use the weight to volume method, which involves a lot of math. But I made a handy dandy worksheet based on a worksheet from when I went to herb school. I went to the Botanologo School of Herbal Studies, and Lista herbalista.org on the web. And so this sheet that I made is a modified sheet from the one sheet. Just wanted to give some background on where I got the sheet from. I did not make it completely up myself. So, okay. So one of the things that I got from school was really handy was this list of the herbs and the ratios that you need to make plant material. You can probably find these online as well. So I would just, before you do it, well, I'll take you through the list, how to make it, the tincture, so you'll understand. But, okay. So the first thing you want to do before you even start is, okay, I don't know if you can see this. It's upside down on my camera. Okay, so I put on my Patreon, go to Seawell Herbs Patreon, and you can download this sheet and follow along. So, you know, it has a date. You want to put the common name of the herb. You want to put the botanical name of the herb. And then you want to do a batch number. And the batch number is created from the first 3 letters of the 1319, and then you can see the batch number. You want to put fresh and where you got the source. I got it at my local health food store, the French Bod Food Co-op. So first you want to determine how much dried herb you want. So I wanted 3 ounces of willow bark. And then you put down the recommended strength, which is 1 to 5, which is the weight to volume. So 1 is the weight and 5 is the volume. And it's at 70%, and that's the total. I'm not sure. I see I'm really bad at math. So anyway, it's 70%. And then you break it out. So since it's 70%, it's 70% alcohol, 30% water that you're going to be putting into it since you're making a tincture. I have these other things that are for glycerin or apple cider vinegar. You can make tinctures with those too as well. I don't know how easy it is to see it. Yeah. Okay. This is better. So I'll keep it like this. And then we're going to do some math. So number 10 is do math to get total menstruum by volume needed. Weight of herb times menstruum ratio. So I'm going to take number 8, which is the 1 to 5, and put it here. And then I'm going to take number 7, which is 3 ounces, and put it here. And I just put 3 ounces and 3 ounces just to make it the equation easy. And I hope you can see this. Okay, I think you sort of can. Let me move it up a little bit. Yeah, okay, that's better. So I just make a line through that. Basically, you're timesing 3 times 5. And you get 15 ounces. Then you do number 11, which is finding out how much alcohol and water we need, since it's alcohol and water. And you put down the total menstruum, which is number 10. Our answer for number 10. And then you put, and it's times, 15 times 0.70, because that was number 9, which was the alcohol, and it's alcohol here. And then you times it, and it equals 10.5 ounces of alcohol. So you're going to put 10.5 ounces of alcohol into your tincture. And you're going to do the same thing with the water. And then you're going to double check your answer. So if this answer, 10.5 plus 4.5 equals 15, equals the total, equals this number 10, equals number 10, you did the math right. So, okay. So that's basically it. There's another section for adding parts. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. It's easier to see the sheet in person. So I'm just going to get started. Hi, if anyone's here. I had so bad technical difficulties as usual. Okay. So we want to weigh out our herb. I'm just going to get some parchment paper to do that with. And it's being funny. Come on. Okay. So I'm weighing out 3 ounces of willow bark, which is going to be a bunch. And actually, I might have to do it an ounce at a time so it'll stay on the scale. Because I am making quite a bit today. This is something I use a lot. So, okay. Okay. Oh, hi, Somewhere in Time Zero. Hi, how are you? I had really bad difficulties and just sort of barely made it up here. I didn't think I was gonna make it today. Actually, I just think I messed up with my weighting. Okay. So, we are making tincture. I'm doing weight to volume method. I'll explain the sheet again at the end, on how to get how much herb you need and how much alcohol. Well, good morning. And so I will explain that again. If you go to, I don't actually have enough herbs, so this should be interesting. I thought I had an cool. I'm making a lot. So, this is willow bark, and it's dry. And I'm just weighing out how much willow bark I'll need. If you go to my Patreon, Seawill Herbs Patreon, you'll find of how to do all the math on this stuff, because it's nice and math heavy. So now that we've weighed out our herb, we are going to do the fun part, which is going to be the loud part. So you need just an ordinary coffee grinder, real cheap, and you're going to grind up the herb. This is to create a lot of surface area. So the more surface areas you have, the stronger your tincture will be. I made a lot of this because, like, I use willow bark a lot. So I'm gonna get my jar ready. This is just a mason jar here. So I'll put it, this is the mason jar. I'm gonna put it, okay, hold on, it's gonna get loud. So if you have any questions, let me know. Have you ever made a tincture before? Whew. Oh, crud. That is very messy. This can be messy. So, I'm not, you know, the finer you grind it, the stronger, but, you know, I've got quite a bit in here, so I'm just gonna grind it some. Have you ever made a tincture before? It's really hard to talk through the grinding, so I'm going to be quiet. All right. Whoa. All right. This I use instead of aspirin. People used to use this. That's what they originally made aspirin from, was willow bark. It's got the salicylic acid that I cannot pronounce, but in it. So, and if I take a lot of aspirin over a long period of time, if anyone does, you know, you get stomach issues, but if you do willow bark, it has a similar properties, but no stomach issues. Making tinctures is not hard. The only hard part is the math. But you can do something called the folk method, which involves no math. And basically, you put your herb, either fresh or dry. If it's dry, you still want to grind it up. If it's fresh, you want to grate it, or chop it as fine as you can. Stick it in your mason jar, pour alcohol on it. I recommend 180 proof, 95% alcohol. But you can just use like vodka. You know, you could just use whatever you can find, just the highest proof. And then you just put the top on it, shake it up, put it in a coolish, dry, dark place for 6 weeks. And you want to shake it every day, and then you want to of course label it. You're going to do some things that we're going to still do with this method. So you label it, and then you'll strain it out. But so basically with the folk method, because I'm getting ahead of myself, everything is the same except the beginning math part. So, oh my. So I've never made this tincture before. And I actually don't make too many tinctures. Okay, so there's more. There's more. But we're doing the weight to volume right now. Okay. Vodka will work fine. I don't drink either. I'm going to be using Everclear. For the math, mostly, because it makes the math easy. So, yes, I don't drink either. Tinctures, the amount of alcohol that goes into the tincture when you're actually taking it is not a lot. It won't get you drunk. There is, I don't know if you've ever taken any tinctures before, but there's also something called a glycerin, which doesn't have any alcohol in it. So if you're concerned, you can make that or buy that. And I'll probably go over how to make those one day if I ever get this the camera to work out. I think I've got a setup now that every time I think I've got it, I don't. So, okay, so I've got 3 ounces of mostly coarsely grinded willow bark. This is white willow bark. So now it's just time to put in the water and the alcohol. On my sheet, I have that I'm using 10.5 ounces of alcohol. And I am using Everclear, which is, so yeah, it's a 95%, 190 proof. So and okay, ounces. So we're using 10.5. With 8. So that's 10. So my measuring is not exact. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so actually I'm gonna do this better. I'm gonna use this other measure because I want to be exact. So we've got, it's 5. And 5. I don't know if you can see it bubbling down there. Looks like I do need a little more. And oh, I did pretty good. Did pretty good with my guesstimating. Okay, so that's the alcohol. And then we're going to do 4.5 ounces of water. And I'm going to be using distilled water. So what do we got? 4.5. Okay. So you want to make sure that all of your liquid covers your plant material completely. That is 4.5. I hope I didn't do this right. I hope I did this right. I hope I didn't do this right. All right, and then you put your top on and you shake it up. Give it a good shake it up. And the last thing is to have a label. I hope this is clear. Okay. So, you want to put the date, it's dry, the Latin name for the herb, it's 15 ounces at 1.5, 70%, Everclear, the type of alcohol, and it's a bark, and then our lot number, our batch number. And you're just gonna put it on the jar. And there you go. So this will go in dry, dark place. I'm gonna pause here for a second. Okay. Her sheet was really confusing for me. So I made my own sheet. If you go to CO Herb's Patreon page, you can download this sheet. So you'll see that you have the date, the name of the herb, the Latin name, and then this is our batch number, which is we got it from the first 3 letters of the Latin name and the last 3 letters and the date. What kind of herb, dry or fresh, and if this is a bark, where we got it from. I got it from French Broad Food Co-op, which is a local herb store. And then we're gonna jump into the math. So when you go to make a tincture, you have to look up online what the ratio is to make it. To use 3 ounces. So you just decide how many ounces you want to use. I would say if this is making your first time, do it for 1 ounce. I use for 3. And then you pop in this, so we're going to make this tincture at a ratio of 1 to 15. Sorry, 1 to 5. And then, this is kind of the boring part, and then at 70%. So, since it's at 70%, the menstruum, which is the liquid, proper proportions are 70 and 30, because 70 plus 30 equals 100. But it's 70 alcohol because of it's 70%. And then you do math to get the total menstruum by volume needed. So we're going to times number 8 and number 7. So number 8 is 1 to 5, and number 7 is the 3 ounces. So really we're just timing 3 times 5. That's all you have to remember, 3 times 5. And then you get the total number of, the total amount of the volume of the liquid, total amount of liquid you're going to be putting into your tincture. And then you have to figure out how much alcohol and how much water. So, let's see, hold on. Yep. So, so you take the answer from number 10, which is 15, and you times it by 70.70, which is the answer for number 9. And then you get 10.5. And then you do that also to get the, and to check your math, you would add these two, and if you got 15, your math was done right. So, but it'll make more sense when you have the sheet in your hands, and if you go over it yourself. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment of the video. Hi, has anyone joined? Hello. We're making a tincture today. Okay, so that's the willow bark. The next one I wanted to make was a turmeric root, and this one is fresh, and very potentially messy. So, and I only have like 10 minutes to make it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to. I'm gonna go over the supplies for a dry tincture right now because I didn't go over them. So it's good to have a cutting board. It's good to have some sort of measuring cups. Of course, the coffee bean grinder. Whoopsies. Coffee bean grinder. A scale. Good morning. No, that's okay. Good morning, Leanne. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling blue today. We're almost done, but I of course had technical difficulties. So, but I finally made it up. We just did a what? And I hope your day gets better, Leanne. We just did a willow bark tincture by the weight to volume method. It was a dry willow bark tincture. I can show it to you. This is it. And I'm gonna try to go over. Oh, you're welcome. I'm gonna try to have time to go over how to do a turmeric tincture, and this is using fresh root turmeric, which is going to be fairly messy. If you go, I don't know if you're okay. So, yeah, let's do that. We're gonna need a grater. Actually, I think I'm gonna slice it. So you should grate it. Well, okay. So turmeric, as you may or may not know, gets everything covered in yellow. So I'm gonna going to protect everything here. Very, very messy grater. Bigger piece. All right. This is parchment paper. So, I'm gonna get my jar. And my scale. Yeah, buffering, lots of difficulties. Buffering, it just wouldn't connect. It's like I have to do this in my kitchen. So it was like 10 minutes of a lot of stress. So, I already figured out, so we're doing the weight to volume method. I already figured out how much. So I want to do 7 ounces of herb. I just decided to do that. So I'm going to weigh that out. And I can only get like little pieces at the health food store. If you can find organic, I recommend it, but sometimes you can't. The alcohol I'm using is not organic. So well, you actually missed a lot more, Leanne, but you can rewind, and I'm gonna go through. I'm probably not gonna go through the sheet again due to time, but you can rewind it, and you can download the sheet from my Patreon. Go to See Will Herbs Patreon. It was the only place that I have that I can have people be able to download something. So, and this is the weight to volume method, so it does involve math, which I'm not very good at. And so that's why I have a sheet. Okay, so we've got our herb here. It's a lot. This is turmeric, and you've probably heard of it. I use a lot of it. So I'm making my own tincture. And so I'm going to grate it, which should be very interesting. I'm working on a job jar, because all I want to do is magic tarot and I have no balance. That sounds great. I also struggle with work-life balance. I as well. I would like to do nothing but herbs, and I'm gonna put on some gloves because it's gonna be bright orange time. Bright orange. This is a lot of turmeric to grate. We'll see how far. I might end up like chopping some stuff up. Work a day job, and it's retail, and even though I do work in the herb and supplement department of that job, you know, it's not what I want to do. You know, so I'm working on my own business. I have an Etsy shop, which I just now opened after being closed for a whole year, because I had health issues, which I think we've talked about. But I just now opened it, and I'm working. I applied to take a business class. And so hopefully one day I will be able to sustain myself from my little herb business. And I would like to read tarot. I would like to read it maybe professionally some as well. Unfortunately I have to work today, and usually Mondays I have off. So this is grading up really easily. I'm so happy about this. This is like really easy. Like I'm used to grating ginger, which is so much harder, but the turmeric is just like, just cutting up really great. So, have you ever made tinctures before? Leanne. This is a alcohol tincture. It has alcohol in it, but you can use other things like glycerin or apple cider vinegar, so that, you know, there's no alcohol. It's pretty messy. It smells, turmeric's got this really very distinctive, strong scent. So I'm grading it because the more surface area there is, the stronger the tincture will be. And I'd like to make it as strong as I can. So, yeah, it's really messy. Like, if you can see, my gloves are, I don't like gloves, but like, I also don't want yellow hands. So yeah, and it takes a lot of arm strength, even though this is grading up really easily. You want to make sure all your supplies are clean and dry. So, as well. Turmeric is awesome, and I did not print out my information sheet on turmeric, which I meant to do, and also on willow. You know, it's helpful for joints, it's helpful for muscles, it's helpful for digestion, it's just helpful for everything. It's like a wonder herb, you know, it's just like a wonderkin herb or something, like, I don't know, but it's just pretty awesome. And not just like, I know everyone's like, oh, turmeric's in, but like, oh, what's the name of the herb book? I'm always looking for new good ones. Does it have turmeric in it? Turmeric is sort of like a medicine and an herb. I mean, a food and an herb. Food and a medicine, yes. Food and a medicine. So. I think we might just make it on time as well. Okay. One day we'll not have a stream where the start is like insanely rocky. Only had one troll today. So that was awesome. Whew. All right, I'm getting tired. All right, I got tired. Woo, that's a lot. Yeah. Woo. Woo boy. Woo boy. So, I'm gonna take all this lovely herby here and put it in the jar. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take off these gloves. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna move all the stuff here. Okay, so we have got, actually, yeah, there we go. That's pretty neat. All right, so now we have our herb. And this is the fresh herb. And according to our fabulous math that I did earlier, I'm gonna have 9.8 ounces of alcohol and 4.2 ounces of water, which is, yeah, I'm gonna have to just round it to 10, I think, and round it maybe down to 3 or of water because it's so uneven, like the amounts. And so we're gonna take our measuring cups and our alcohol. Again, I'm using 190 proof, 95%, and I'm using Everclear, but you can use, I mean, you can use a better grade of alcohol. You can get organic corn or organic sugarcane, which is really awesome. And it's a little more expensive, but for right now, I'm just using the cheap stuff. So just for right now. Okay, so we're gonna do the alcohol, and gonna have 8 ounces. And then I'm gonna do 8 ounces here, and I'm gonna do 9, is that 9.8? So I'm gonna do pretty much 10. I'm just gonna pour it in. Okay. And then we're gonna do the water, distilled water. I'm gonna do 4.2. It's a little too much. We're gonna try to get it as close as, okay. I'm gonna pour that in. And you want the water to cover, you want the liquid to cover all of the herb. You want all of the herbs submerged under liquid. Hi, Heather. Hello, good morning. Yeah. Okay. So, but before we do that, we're going to, so you've got your herb, your alcohol, everything's together. You want to label it. And you're going to label it with the date, it's fresh or dry, the name of the herb, the Latin name, the lot number, which is created from the first 3 letters and the last 3 letters of the Latin name, and the date. And I've got the, it is, let's see, let's see, it's a fresh root, and I'm sorry, the internet is terrible. I'm gonna write this in the description of the video and what you need to put on your labels. This is one that I did at school. I don't know if you can see all the information that needs to go on there. This is a little more written out, a little nicer. That is kind of more of an official label. So, yeah. That's a valerian tincture. And you want to check this, you want to put this in a cool, dry place. I'm not attending herbalism school right now. I was in 2017, but I didn't graduate because of illness. So, yeah, it kind of sucked, but I made it mostly through the class. Okay, Heather. Well, I made a lemon tincture. So, did you use the folk method, Heather, where you put everything in, and did you use the folk method where you didn't do any math, or did you do the math? No math. Okay. So that method is a lot easier. It's also a lot less exact, because like certain herbs certain of the herbal constituents extract into the plant materials at certain ratios, but and also like you can't repeat it because you don't have exact measurements of how much water and alcohol and how much herb you used. But it still works, and it's still going to make a great tincture. I am for both. Yeah, so basically you chop your plant material up, or you grind it and you put it in a jar and you put alcohol and water in it, and then you do the same thing where you let it sit for 6 weeks and strain it out. Yeah, I am also not going to be selling these. These are for me. But I wanted to practice using this method and show everyone, because usually people are intimidated by the math in this method, and it's really not hard because I made a worksheet. Haha! So these are the 2 tinctures. One is willow bark, and that is dry, and this is turmeric, and this is fresh. So the turmeric, we might have to add extra parts. I do have a section on my worksheet on how to do that. So if you guys go to my Patreon, Seawell Herbs Patreon, you will find this worksheet. You can download it. And this is if you want to do math. And this is the teacher who taught us this method had her own worksheet, and it was really